Hi, I'm Mark Henderson. I'm the organist for the Scottish Rite here in Memphis.
Excellent. Can you tell us something about this organ?
Well, the organ was actually installed about 10 years after the building was built, which is in 1921. And it contains over 3,000 pipes. And it was built by the Moeller, or the MP Moeller Company of Hagerstown, Maryland. It contains 6 different chambers throughout the building, which is housing all the different divisions of the organ. It has everything from a pencil small pipes to wooden pipes that are probably as big as your shoulders in width, and also 16-foot long. And it plays a really nice low note that you can hear, under everything. It's kind of the underbelly of the whole organ. The organ originally had 4 consoles. It had actually 3 consoles, sorry. It had one large console down in the pit by the stage, had a 3-manual console up here and a small console up there at the top of the bleachers. But in the 1950s, they became obsolete, and the organ was updated with a console from the Idlewild Presbyterian Church here in Memphis. Back in the 70s, I think, or 80s, it was also upgraded again with the new console, which you see here, which was built in the 40s from E.M. Skinner Company, and it came out of Mississippi. And that's the console we have today, and it is the only one. Originally, they were going to have a self-playing mechanism with the organ, which was never actually installed. The organ cost over $25,000 back in 1921 when it was installed. Today's prices, I can't even tell you how much it would cost to replace an instrument like this. It was built by the Scottish Rite to be used for the public, for public use only. And the Scottish Rite made a rule way back then that no concert that features the organ will be charged for. And so that makes it more of a civic organ for the Memphis community. And it is used today even for public concerts. Just a couple of months ago, we were able to have a wonderful organist here locally play a concert for us before one of our degrees. I play the organ during the degree work and also during stated meetings, which you just heard. It's the Star Spangled Banner, which is something that we all basically sing, and the organ accompanies everybody with that. And I play some other things, probably before meetings and things like that. But when I first joined the Scottish Rite about 3 years ago, I wasn't even through all my degree work yet, and they had me up here playing the organ. Even though back then only a few of the stops were working, and I took it upon myself to make it my mission to have this organ playing again, and be able to use it and be able to share it with the community. And that's how I work today. And that's what I do here at Scottish Rite.
Excellent. And can you tell me what was involved with restoring and repairing the organ?
Well, since the organ is made mainly with leather and wood and felt, and the valves are all made of leather, after so many years that all starts deteriorating, and you have to replace it and repair things. The reservoirs are covered with leather strips, and those rot with time, and you have to completely update some things. My work here began soon after I became a Scottish Rite Mason, and I started coming up during the day. I work at night, so I came up during the day and started troubleshooting little parts and pieces that were not working, and getting things working again on it. And I can say now that the whole organ, except for the echo division, which is in the back of the room, is all working. The echo was damaged with water leakage from the roof at one point, and so that is not working right now. We're going to be undertaking a restoration of that chamber pretty soon.
Organs seem to be a dying breed, a rare instrument these days. How many organs like this are left in the country, and just how unique is this?
I can't tell you how many are left in the country, but acidic organs are a dying breed, like what you said. Most of them are housed in concert halls or large auditoriums, and they take a lot of work. And there are fewer and fewer people that have the skills to be able to do this. And the age of electronics, you know, there are a lot of electric instruments around, and organs are actually making a comeback because people are wondering why, you know, they're not used anymore, and loving to hear the sound of a real pipe organ with wind going through pipes instead of through a speaker cone. You can really feel it, you know, in your body. When you feel that wind, it vibrates to a different degree, and makes a whole different experience. And here at the Scottish Rite, everybody loves the organ. They enjoy hearing the music. They enjoy doing the degree work to the music too, because it adds another dimension of emotion and reality to the situation, and it also fills some dead air.
Now, I know that last year we had the first organ concert that had been held in this building for quite some time. Can you give us just tell us about how special that was and the effort that you had to put into it to make that happen?
Well, a friend of mine who is an organist here in town at one of the larger churches is a composer and organist. His name is Dennis Janser. And I contacted him with the possibility of maybe putting on a concert for the Scottish Rite and for the public to show off the organ. And before we could do that, though, we had to completely tune the organ, fix a few things, adjust a few things, and together we both spent probably over 75 hours up here at the Scottish Rite, each of us, you know, in different occasions, probably once or twice a week, working on tuning and fixing little problems that were happening and getting it working. And we finally did, and the concert went off without a hitch.
Excellent. The original charters of the Memphis Scottish Rite bodies. We were originally chartered in 1866. This is a charter of a body that was chartered in Jackson, Tennessee, and merged with the Memphis Scottish Rite back in the early 1900s, and they were both signed by Albert Pike. The Memphis Scottish Rite bodies were founded by Albert Pike. He lived here, he was a newspaper editor, at the same time that he was the sovereign grand commander of the southern jurisdiction.
Really? I see his signature right there too. That's, wow.
My name is Joe Harrison. I'm the personal representative and CEO of the Memphis Scottish Rite Foundation. The personal representative is the appointed officer in the Valley of Memphis, appointed by the Sovereign Grand Inspector General for Tennessee.
What does that title mean, and what function does it serve?
The personal representative is the presiding officer for the Memphis Valley. The personal representative is responsible for everything that occurs in this valley, and he reports to the Sovereign Grand Inspector General of Tennessee.
What else do you do to participate here at the Scottish Rite?
The personal representative is an ex officio member of all the committees. He supervises everything that occurs in the Memphis Valley. The Scottish Rite is a series of 29 degrees which teach from 29 different standpoints in lessons we learn in the 3 degrees of the Blue Lodge of Masonry. One time shot might be ancient Egypt. One might be from Roman times. One might be from biblical times. But in each degree, we reinforce those lessons and the basic tenets of Masonry.
What is a degree?
All of the bodies of Masonry are composed of degrees. The most basic is the Blue Lodge or the Masonic Lodge, and it is composed of 3 degrees. The other appendant bodies of Masonry, including the Scottish Rite, are also composed of degrees. You have heard of Scottish Rite Masons referred to as 32nd degree Masons. In the Scottish Rite, we have 29 degrees. When you add the 3 degrees of the Blue Lodge to it, you get 32 degrees. So each degree teaches a lesson in a particular way that we want the candidates to learn. But all of these lessons are based on the basic tenets of Masonry: friendship, morality, and brotherly love.
Excellent. Outstanding. What is special about this building?
What is not special about this building? It is such a fantastic place. Candidates come and go year after year, and many of them are touched by just the presence of this building. It is such a unique place. We have production facilities in here that are virtually unequaled in this area. We have stage facilities that rival some of the best production facilities in the United States.
What is one of your fondest memories here?
There are a lot of good memories in my time, nearly 30 years in this building. I have a lot of good memories. The first really strong memory to me is the day I left the building, getting my degrees nearly 30 years ago. I walked out the front doors and I remember looking back at this building and saying, this is the place for me. This is where I want to work. And it has been a good 30 years.
What has Freemasonry, especially the Scottish Rite, done for the city of Memphis and the community around it?
Masonry is a charitable institution, and all the bodies of Masonry in their own way make some contribution to the welfare, to the quality of life of the people that we touch. The present endeavor of the Memphis Scottish Rite is a childhood language disorders clinic at the University of Tennessee. In this clinic, our workers are able to take children who never learned to speak because of hearing deficiencies and teach them to speak. We have a record of over 90% success with our children. If we get a child in approximately 2 years of age, 90% of the time those children are ready to start the first grade with their peer group. Each personal rep has his vision for the direction the Scottish Rite will take. And my vision is to leave this building and the Scottish Rite in better shape than I found it. We have made a concerted effort to ensure that each committee and each important position in the Scottish Rite have a leadership succession in place so that as we get older, we have people behind us who are ready to take over for us and continue the work of the Scottish Rite. The membership of the Scottish Rite is composed of virtually every walk of life. We have had members of government, city government, state government. Governor Ned McWhirter was a member here. We have had presidents. President Gerald Ford came to attend a function. While he was not our member, he was a Scottish Rite Mason, and he came to this building to attend a function. But in the general membership of the Memphis Valley, we have doctors, we have lawyers, college professors, railroad workers, truck drivers, plumbers, electricians. Every walk of life is welcome in this building and is a vital part of the Memphis Scottish Rite.
This is the Memphis Scottish Rite Library, and it's primarily the reason I work here. Being a Masonic historian, I've come up here and done countless hours of research, and what we have is a great resource for historians and in general, but especially a Masonic historian. I could show you minutes from the Grand Lodge meetings when Andrew Jackson was Grand Master of the state of Tennessee.
Really?
We have books here available for our brethren to read that are collections of mythologies and stories from different religious texts and cultures from all over the world, and so that you could study and educate yourself about what ancient people thought about deity and morality and the composition of the world, to broaden your mind and your scope, to study philosophy to enable us to not only educate ourselves, but to perhaps benefit the community around us by being better and wiser men. Some of these books are rather old, and I do like to just show you a few of these. We have ritual monitors. When Masons do initiations, it's done from memory, and we do not generally print our initiation rituals, but we do have monitors that have the words left out in certain places, or blanks for important words, so that you do have a prompt to help you learn the ritual. And some of these are rather old. We have one from 1845, 1821, 1824, and I did have several from the 1700s, but I have since placed them in a climate-controlled area in the Supreme Council to be stored in archives and preserved. We do not necessarily have the facilities to store them the way I would like. But these are rather neat artifacts.